They walked further, down the mountain, alongside a trickle of water that turned into a roaring river. And as the water rushed by them, so did the land. Thirsty from the distance they had traveled, the atomic boy asked the gravedigger if the water was safe to drink.
Nothing on this planet is safe to drink.
Confused and exhausted, the atomic boy dipped his mouth into the water. He sipped on the river. And then, he saw it.
The River Thames. Laboring out late on a London night, we see a young 20-something, a young man that would be queen.
Oh, it's Freddie in the flesh!
A young Gujarati Parsi named Farooq Bulsara with a flair for flamboyance and rock and roll.
I want to break free! I want to break free!
As dawn rose.
That's my song!
But from somewhere unseen, someone unseen calls out, "Shut it, stupid Paki!" The air goes quiet. Mercury's fun has been poisoned. The air goes quiet and cold.
And just like that, the memory dissolves into the rushing water below. Why did they call him that? He's British too.
One person can be many things.
So Freddie was Pakistani also?
No. Don't take the story too literally. People are like elements, like mercury. Not quite liquid, not quite solid. But just like elements, all people must adapt to their circumstance.
They walked further on, and the gravedigger led the atomic boy to a fire whose flames licked the air.
You've seen much of the past already, but now for a flavor of the future.
The smoke swirled around the atomic kid.
Breathe, breathe.
And in that fire, the atomic boy saw his future. An adult with boyish features. What appeared to be an atomic man.
On a Kolaba corner in my Mumbai, in a respite between monsoons, I'm going down a gully when I see an expansive schoolyard with bright, fresh murals painted on the walls. Click. Wow. Magnificent architecture. Click. Beautiful church. Click. So this is what rich kid education looks like, huh? Click, click, click. Back on the main road, a mustachioed, gold-ringed man stops me from behind.
Hey! You can't take pictures on private property.
There were no signs saying that, sir.
What religion are you?
He was eyeing my beard. What does my religion have to do with this?
There have been too many attacks. Where are you from?
Where am I from? Where am I from? I'm from Chicago, from St. Louis, from Boston. My parents are from Delhi, via Haryana with a stopover in Amritsar.
Before Iowa.
Before independence.
But after Lahore.
Before home was foreign.
So no, not Lahore.
But do the unpleasant math. My father was conceived in what's now Pakistan and born in what's now India.
So Indian.
But all my grandparents were the children of Lahore.
No, it can't be.
And if their blood and flesh poured into me, then should I be Pakistani?
Who am I?
Without the complications of religious politics and national sovereignty, I'm geographically, historically, politically what's called Pakistani Punjabi. And here in my Mumbai, I turned to my interrogator and I said to him in my best Midwestern accent, I said, I'm an American, but my family is from Pakistan.
The vision dissolved into the smoke. The atomic boy was left alone in a field of stone.
As the boy reflected on his past, on atomic picnics, on Freddie and Mani about being born Pakistani,
He stood up and dusted himself off. Then he saw it.
a solitary wolf of fear emerging from the shadows.
The kid froze. Lightning flashed above. The wolf of fear divided itself from itself, becoming two.
And all the boy wanted to do was run, run,
The
run.
fear began to spread.
His atomic skin wanting to hide, hide,
Fear
hide.
spread out through the forest and into the cities.
And split off into a million different
Fear
directions.
multiplied into nuclear stockpiles, arming the armies of fear that marched across the valleys of Kashmir. And just then, lightning crashed above. And in that ghastly glow, the atomic kid saw that all his atoms were bound tightly together.
With this fear, with these wolves of
It
fear.
was so clear how I did not see it before.
And for the first time, the atomic kid recognized his own atomic power.
Dividing himself from himself until standing right next to him was another atomic kid, waiting to counter the fear.
And for a moment, the armies of fear slowed and the nuclear stockpile stopped multiplying.
The atomic kids separated themselves from themselves until thousands of atomic kids spread out across the land.
The kids took hands, grasped hands, encircling the fear, and took one giant step forward. And the fear shrunk, paralyzed by the might of this unification.
Having now endured and contained the fear, the atomic kids smiled wide, standing united in a brown circle.
A brown circle that would not allow the fear to escape.
A brown circle that was the atomic kid's own eye.
The boy blinked. And in that moment, he reflected on the fear of his past, the fear of his present, and the fear of his future.
Now standing on the front porch of his house, the new day rising just over the horizon, he finally realized that
there's no place like home.
He reached out his right hand and rang the doorbell.